may be like moving around.
All right.
So.
No, you're fine. Who cares? It's the bonus.
High tea episode. This is the big one, dude. This is the one with the titties in the thumbnail. That was Steve and I's original idea. But it was gonna be Jordan Peterson. And then what we were gonna do, it was like a liberal Jordan Peterson, right? And we sucker people in with big fucking honkers in the thumbnail. And you click on it, not knowing, what this fucking hour and a half is gonna be. And it's just gonna be us riffing over boobs to just hypnotize you. You know what I mean?
And it's gonna be JP's daughter's boobs. We're gonna get those. We're gonna get those on lock because she's a heater. She's a smoking.
Is she a smoke show?
Yeah.
Do you guys know what happened with him?
No.
Jordan Peterson. So he was like addicted to benzos, and I think like he was originally like validly prescribed them, right? So like a sympathetic addiction story, like he just got like, I guess like his lifestyle or whatever, he's just taking too many. And like he couldn't get off them. So his daughter, not his wife, his daughter sent him to a clinic in Russia where they put him into a medically induced coma so he could beat the addiction. And I think like they got him out of the coma and shit is not the same. He's not the JP we know and love, But like what a fucking horrible.
So that happened after the make your bed shit. That's like post.
Yeah. This is JP now. He's sort of
he was always retarded. I mean, like
right. Not like medically induced retardation though.
I think it's just funny that I mean, no offense. I think it's just funny that he got addicted to drugs. You're not making your own bed, JP.
That's not Western civilization.
No, it is
traditionalist values.
No, sir. Listen, when I was addicted to benzos, I was the most degenerate fuck in the world. I did, man, shit. We should just do an episode of just fucking like trip.
We should put you in a medically induced coma.
Yeah, baby. No, okay. Well, I'm just gonna do enough whippets that I just fucking lose enough IQ that like it doesn't matter anymore.
Yo, I gotta tell you, the night before I came down with all this sickness and shit, we were hanging out on the porch at Rob's apartment, and what do we hear upstairs literally like every 2 minutes? Yeah. I think they had an entire fucking tank just up there. Like, these people in Rob's apartment are just fucking crazy. The people above and below. They're like sandwiched in between two levels of craziness. Like the dude upstairs sells coke and like he's always on coke and like he's always looking for a conversation. And
that's a good kind of coke guy though.
Yeah, I was sort of like, maybe I'll go up and like see if I can grab a whippet or whatever. And they were like, just be prepared to stay up there for 2+ hours. And I was like,
that's the cost of a whippet is 2 hours of weird conversation.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm trying to hurt my brain that much. So.
Yeah. Whippet would be a good nickname for Trip. Whippet.
Yeah, dude, I am fucking universally. Okay, the other day I was on my friend's balcony. He lives in one of them like kind of like big sort of nice apartment complexes that are all kind of like situated on like a pool that's on like a deck, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm sure they're in every fucking city in America.
Yeah.
And I hear just and I turn and there's somebody on a couple decks below that I can see diagonally sort of across the like bottom courtyard on the 3rd floor or whatever. And I just holler at him. I go, "It's a beautiful thing." And I go, "With that sunset, oh," I go, "my heart goes out to you." And he goes, like, he's like kind of shocked at first. And I go, "I'm a brother to anybody doing whippets." I'm just so happy to see it. You know what? I was talking to actually Emma, New York Emma, if you know who that is, because she posted some like Snapchat story. You do know Emma. I'm not gonna say her last name, but if I said her last name, you would know her.
Chris, you're on mute. Chris, you're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute, Chris.
I do know New York.
You know who I'm talking about, but she posted this thing of like putting poppers in an oil diffuser. And
Sounds like a bomb.
Dude, so I did have, along with the whippets, concurrent with it, there was a poppers phase. And I love poppers. I've never had gay sex, but I sure love me some fucking poppers. And I was telling her this story about when me and Logan were driving to go do mushrooms with you boys in the woods. and I was like doing poppers while I was driving and made a left onto 44 into like oncoming traffic. Like if you know in Webster that fucking exit where you get on 44 and people are like honking and slamming on their brakes and I'm like cruising and Logan's like, Jesus Christ, Trip. And I'm just sitting there like just fucking cool as shit, just like, hey bitch. Don't be stressing me when I'm in my ride.
Hell yeah.
Funny because my friends bought whippets for graduation, which first of all, whippets at 10 a.m. watching a virtual ceremony.
That's a memory you're gonna
No,
keep.
not whippets, sorry, poppers, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
But like they had to go and pick them up, but like technically you're not allowed to sell poppers for nasally inhaling, and they would only do curbside pickup, so they had to call and be like, hey, do you guys have cleaning solvent? And the dude is just like, yeah, like
oh shit, dude. You know what I've been doing at work just as like a fucking thing to just get back at him is just hub an air duster. I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast yet, but
I've heard it on the last podcast you guys sent me.
Well, that's just a fact. I mean,
air duster is another good nickname for Trip. An air duster.
I was like an airbender. What if it was like Aang the Last Airbender, but he's just dumb as hell because he's been doing all these fucking
dusting.
Dude, there's a great fucking My Strange Addiction about dusting where the guy talks like this every time he hits it, and his family's like, stop huffing air duster. And he gets it like from Home Depot in like industrial quantities, and his bedroom there's just a corner that's just all air duster cans, and it is one of the greatest like environmental tragedies.
What the fuck do you even use air duster on? Is it like a computer or okay.
Yeah.
I'm just really into cleaning keyboards.
Yeah, dude.
What does it like look like, and how do you use it?
You know what it is? It's
like
well, it's a can with like a straw coming out.
Oh, it's like is that WD-40 or am I like tripping?
WD-40 has the same top, but this is like compressed air. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're very no. You're very close on the dubs.
In the same family.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, dude. No, man, that's a good way to live.
Suck the straw that's built in on the air duster when you're huffing it, or is okay? Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck it works.
The only dangerous inhalant to do straight on is whippets, because if they are cold, they can freeze your brain instantly. So what you got to do is put those in a balloon. Now you can take them out of the cracker if you know where they've been sitting, and that's, I'll tell you what, you really want to get there, boys. You fucking.
I remember in the high school parking lot. I'm not gonna say the name, but it was like a year ago. We did that in my car or something, and then I think we like dropped an incense stick that was already lit into my air conditioning unit in my car, and we like freaked out. My car smelled so good for so long. It was amazing.
I also remember
see my car, by the way, with the fucking without the bumper.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
With the like black hubcaps, you really have a hell of a car.
Dude,
that's
sick.
just one. That's just one, sir.
That's the perfect thing.
So
Yeah.
sick. So there was no like hit or anything that caused the bumper to come off, right?
There was a hit about a few months ago.
Okay.
It was taped on, and the reason why I looked back to see if it was still on when I realized it was off, like on the way home, was because I saw someone else with a duct taped bumper, and I was like, brothers, like I'll look in my rear view and make sure.
Oh, you're not brothers. You don't have a bumper.
Everything was not kosher.
So wait, did you notice when? I guess you didn't notice then when it came off.
Here's another part of the story. It was just flapping on the right side. So the left side is where it was like off, but it was just like on the right side of my car, like fishtailing behind me. And so I had to pull off in like Decatur, Illinois or something. Next to, there were two sheriff's deputies just hanging out in the parking lot. And I had to like take it off in front of them, and I thought I was going to get some shit. Because then I was looking for a garbage can to throw it, and they were like, you can't pitch that here. So I just had to like go over to this abandoned fucking Wendy's parking lot and throw it where a dumpster used to be. And I also had to piss, so I just pissed on top of it when I left.
Fuck that town, dude. Man, I gotta tell you, there's no worse place to have car troubles though in small town America. We blew a tire outside of a place called Lyman, Colorado, which is on 70. I like to call it Limon because it sounds so much better. So we were in Limon, Colorado, and we blew a tire and came off right onto a body shop, and we pull in. And we walked in there and hey, is there any chance you guys can help us with the tire? Because Pat didn't think he had the equipment in the back, whatever.
Right.
And they were like, you mean to say you need help changing a tire? And they're literally a fucking body shop. And we're like, well, we just blew the tire right here. So we just figured, hey, maybe you guys could help us out with this and we'll pay you. And they're like, sure, wait a minute. You're telling me you need me to change a tire?
Yeah.
And then the lady's like, I'm not even sure we could do that. I wouldn't know what to bill that for. And I'm I'm getting shamed for the fact that we're not changing the tire.
For offering to pay them money for
offering to fucking do what they got to. And
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. And we're all right, well, I guess we're fucking changing our own tires. They basically just refused to do it.
Yeah.
And so we're all right, well, fuck it. So we're doing it. Pat found the kit and whatever, and we're doing it. And I have my fucking shirt off. And multiple cars pull into the fucking parking lot and are just looking at us, and it's a tiny ass rural parking lot, and then they just fucking drive away. They don't go anywhere, and it's they're just making sure we don't fucking rob the body shop. I don't know what the fucking deal is, just because fucking Pat's got a old Lexus with Illinois plates, so that makes it.
It really there's Pennsyltucky or whatever in Pennsylvania. There's just real American that everybody assumes is just the South or whatever, but it's just every state, even New York or whatever. There's Texas Chainsaw people or Texas Chainsaw Massacre situations that could just play out, any fucking way.
100%, dude. Yeah. No, I mean, I personally, listen, as one of those maligned rural Americans, I think that's definitely I could cycle into later in life. It's just murdering people in small
You should
towns.
be the guy. You should be the guy at the body shop who refuses to change tires and then.
Well, I'll change your tire, but we got to go out to my
Yeah.
But it's a bunch of city kids, and I'm just fucking. You boys walk in front of me. Dude, I could do it, man.
Let me get a look at you.
Me and Tommy took acid on the Hoosier River one time in the Ozarks, and these rednecks were trying to steal our fishing poles, and they were this one of them was he kept yelling, you boys getting some mud for your turtle? And all the rest of them were all his boys were hey, just don't listen to him, he's drunk. And we're what the fuck? What is it? And then one of them saw that we were really confused. He's oh, he's calling you gay.
Mud in your turtle.
They were protecting you, and then they were don't worry about him.
Yeah.
They're oh, he doesn't understand. Let me clarify for him.
Dude, I was talking for
He thinks
Tommy.
you're a fag.
Yeah. Dude, I was talking for Tommy. I was hey, listen, man, we're from Franklin County. Listen, we're not looking for any trouble. And trying to fucking get us out of this situation. But
we're code switching.
Well, I code switch all the time, dude. Anytime
You're
I'm
good
around,
at it.
Yeah. No. Listen, hey, I learned pretty quickly at Michigan that everyone just thinks you're fucking racist as shit if you're coming on with
I got that here too.
Yeah.
Being from Missouri in general. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Missouri's got a fucking hey, man,
got a rep. Yeah.
Well known on the map for it. Isn't that great?
We are the line.
And just remember that for everybody who stayed, you know what I mean? Everybody who stayed kind of decided, listen, oh dude, every episode is the Veil Prophet episode from now on out.
Yeah, it's the allusion to the Veil Prophet episode. It's
we're
never
gonna get killed.
Come.
Yeah, no, we're gonna
will be assassinated.
Yeah, it's a real house. Fucking.
It's a niche joke, but it's good.
It's a good joke, dude.
Who the fuck does a wheelhouse?
I'm not gonna say who I want to imagine with the fucking rifle beads on my fucking head, but they won't catch me. Listen, they can't kill me at McGurk's. They won't let me do it. My people will not surrender me at McGurk's, dude.
Speaking of killing people with information, what do you think's gonna happen with the Ghislaine stuff?
Bro,
I know.
Rest in peace, Ghislaine.
Yeah. I think you just have to be so cynical of like any fucking thing that's gonna happen, you know? Like
she is claiming like, "Ooh, I'm gonna drop big names," right?
Yeah.
That's like her thing.
She's saying that, yeah.
I mean, why though? Why not just fucking say them?
I think get out of jail or whatever. Yeah, like why not say them right now? Because you're about to die, you know? Like if you
have the fucking microphone, use it. Because you're not gonna have it for much fucking longer. There was the whole thing like she's in quarantine now for COVID related shit.
So and this is weird. I think that story. Yeah, it was like a weird, like insanely like non-apparent like satire news site that said she had COVID. Like just like it was like it didn't even have like a satirical newspaper name. It was like the something Times or whatever. But regardless, people are just so ready for her to fucking die. You know, the bitch to die. It's scary. She's gonna die, and then it's gonna be.
Nah, but like fuck her. Like how? Like here, this is a fucked up thing, right? Listen, Q people, we don't have a lot in common. We're both anti-pedophiles, so that's listen.
Protect her.
I'll tell you what, man. If it's Q or the pedophiles, like they know where I'm headed. They know where I'm headed. But it's like in Ben Garrison had that fucking hilarious like classic Ben Garrison like her tits being bombs dropping down
knowledge bombs, truth bombs.
Why are these people like the heroes of the Q movement? Because like they're gonna like because they're gonna flip on the people. I go I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yes. It is weird to like let your hopes ride so high, and even after like Epstein was like murdered and shit, people were like, he shouldn't have been. It's like, well, he should have been killed. He should have been. Reduced to a lot more than a fake suicide, you know. But also, it is true that we just lost like a pretty big.
So much info. It is crazy. Like after he died, all of the stories that were like. Jeffrey Epstein's death as an indictment on mental health in the prison industrial complex.
No way. I did not see
those are takes, baby. Those are op-eds. Yeah.
It's the same shit as people being like, yeah, Kanye West shouldn't be running for president, but like you shouldn't be talking about his mental health either. And it's like, okay, I guess so, but
what?
Also, like, let's just ignore it.
Well, it's like you don't talk about a homeless man's mental health, but like you fucking know, you know, I see somebody kind of jerking off on the Cherry Creek Trail. I fucking know what the deal is. You know what I mean? I work in you know, never mind.
Okay.
Trip works. That's the bottom line.
I work.
Good job.
There was for fucking for Ghislaine too. There was like there was that one post from some like journalist lady, I think, or like lobbyist lady or something, where she was like, God, why can't we just ignore going after like in response to the Ghislaine stuff, why can't we just stop going after the victims of Epstein and instead start target the men who were friends with Epstein? And then like somebody replies like a picture of the bitch and Ghislaine like at a party together, you know, like it is just so so apparent. It's awesome.
Was it Ellen Powell?
No, so Ellen Powell, I'm glad you bring this up. Ellen Powell, former Reddit CEO. There was like a big thing on Reddit too a while ago where she banned like I think fat people hate or whatever, which is kind of a funny sub to have. Like it's just devoted to like hating fat people, but she banned it. And then all of like the Reddit people like made it like a free speech issue or whatever, and they all posted like memes of her being like Chairman Mao or whatever, which is like fuck Reddit people, but kind of funny. Who knows, you know?
Yeah.
But this Ellen Powell lady recently tweeted in response to like the Elon Ghislaine tie. Like this Ellen person was like, yeah, we were all at that party and we knew that she was trafficking underage women for the rich guys to have sex with, but we didn't get our pictures taken with her. And it's like, so you knew that all this shit was going down in 2011? Like, like what the fuck is that? It's just an open secret, you know?
It was so funny because the verbiage she used was like the cool kids. Like,
the virgin cool Ellen Powell versus the
like,
chat.
I guess that's the way the cool kids run their parties.
That's so fucking crazy. Yo, this is kind of a little bit off topic from the pedophile shit, but there is a fucking crazy article called like The Debauchery of Silicon Valley. I don't know if you guys have ever read it, but it's about like the orgy scene in Silicon Valley. And I guess everybody in Silicon Valley, they're all these fucking loser ass nerds who go to like Stanford or shit, just don't stop being a bitch for their entire career. And it's like the new fucking thing at the office is like everyone's so liberated and they're doing MDMA all the time.
Yeah.
They just have orgies. And this one, like it was like a feminist piece about how like the orgies weren't like women centric. But it is like if those environments are breeding that, you know what I mean? Where these like super rich tech fuckers are like just having these weird, and like the one lady was like, it's like mandatory to participate in the orgies, which is like fucking ooh.
These Silicon Valley guys can transcend traditional morality, which just means like fucking children or something and weird like psychedelic sex parties.
Yup, dude.
Like that picture of Elon Musk dressed up as fucking Marquise de Sade or whatever.
Okay, buddy.
At a party that Jeffrey Epstein was definitely at.
And like it's so weird that he like denies the ties too, because like his brother, the cowboy hat wearing Kimball Musk, like got introduced to his girlfriend via Epstein, and like there's reports that Epstein visited Tesla in like 2011 or something. So right when these parties were happening, it's just so it's like there's fucking info out there, man. There's receipts. You can't just deny anything.
The billionaire dinner party or whatever.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Why it's just a weird thing in general. Like, we went to
the billionaire dinner party.
Why hasn't Kimball Musk been canceled for dating a 5-year-old though? I mean, that should be bigger news.
What's the radar there?
Fucking Elon Musk's dad. The diamond mine owner from South Africa.
Oh, on the up and up, baby.
Yeah, he is currently married to his own stepdaughter.
No way.
He did a Woody Allen. Yeah, he's currently married. He's currently married to his own stepdaughter, who's like 19 years younger than him or something. You know, like that he met when she was like 4 years old. Like clearly just a grooming situation. And I guess like, to his very negligible credit, Musk has at least like publicly disowned his father or whatever for doing this, but it's like, I don't know, there's something going on with the whole Musk clan, you know, with the Musk boys.
There's a strange Musk about the
There's some puns going. Fuck yeah.
Dude, if they let me get an AR-15
Tell me something about guns. I haven't heard anything about guns.
Yeah, dude, that's the funny thing. This is just a gun podcast. Chris, I forgot to tell you about this. Steve's funny on the show. I just keep guns.
Oh, I've heard it.
Oh yeah. No, it's been like all of them we fucking talked about guns. But
could you shoot one gun at another gun and the bullets collide?
That's the first shots of the Civil War. Yeah. Yeah, first shots of the Civil War collided. This is probably a myth. But the story is that the first two shots of the Civil War collided, and they do have the bullet. I don't know.
That's like an anime thing.
Well, the thing is, it was like
that Star Wars.
Yeah.
So it's not technically true because it was like the first one at the fucking Bull's Run, or if you're of a different persuasion, Manassas, which is the Confederate name for it. But, that's where the bullets act. So it wasn't like the first shot of the Civil War,
right?
Because it was fucking Fort Sumter. We're gonna stop talking about the Civil War. Every episode.
No, I like this.
No, we're fucking moving. I'm into other shit. Dude. I jerk off.
Yo, man, when you No, but seriously, when y'all come back
I have
to
other
Missouri,
hobbies like beating off.
I am sure my new father would love to take you guys to the range.
I'd like that too.
He's got a lot of fucking artillery.
Dude, Pat has been camping a lot, like because there's like a bunch of campsites where like you can just shoot off guns as long as it's like the daytime. And I gotta tell you, man, getting deep out there in the woods, real fucked up, shooting guns, recipe for disaster. It's almost fucking killed me a couple times, but I gotta tell you, damn good time, dude. You get some psychedelics in the mix, man. You're having
I really cannot think of a worse person to have a gun than Pat.
Roommate Pat.
I just always remember like him pouring Dr. Pepper into his ventilator for asthma as like an 8th grader, and his mom just coming into the room and being like, "No, you're gonna kill yourself," because it is apparently like very bad for your lungs to inhale Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, yeah, no.
It's so sick though.
We have on our fridge. There's a pamphlet that just says "Firearms Safety in the Home," and we keep it up there just so everybody can be cognizant of the rules and regulations. Yo, okay, we touched on this, but the thing about the chop, so now they're saying like because like the original story was like they were like alt-right people, but now it was like some kids selling weed. Like,
oh my god, dude.
Literal black teenagers. And that was the crazy part. I didn't know that. I thought they were like white kids. And so I was like, oh yeah, maybe it's like some kind of alt-right, like high school fuckery. But like, they just killed 2 black teenagers.
Shit's despicable.
There were some straight up loons in the chop, which is unfortunate because it could have been like a really cool
good idea
thing. But like there was like a lady who was like deeply involved in the chop who like also has a ton of pictures with just like police officers, and it's not like a nefarious thing either where she's like gathering intelligence, but she would quote unquote be leaving breadcrumbs. Her name's like Mama Birdie or something. That's what she calls herself. But it's like she basically has mental issues, and the cops were taking advantage of her to like shoehorn their way into the fucking shop, basically.
Oh god.
And so she and now Chop, like if you're around that area, you just get immediately arrested, like now. So like she was walking around and she was leading someone, and they didn't get arrested, but they saw like 3 other people get arrested, and she just like walked right by.
Yeah.
So
shit.
It's shit, man.
You can't listen. As a former commune man, I'm gonna fucking put this out there. The fucking just taking over a huge block of the city. Like, listen, man, you want to go out where there's no police? Fucking, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Fucking in the Pacific Northwest. Go set up out in the woods. Get a little bit of land. I guarantee you will never see an officer of the law again. Now, obviously, there's a symbolic thing. It's like a descendant of the Occupy movement and whatever. You're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be present or whatever. And most people do live in cities. But I'm saying, like, for the commune element, for like, we're just going to do this forever. Like, dog, fuck off of, these. Because it's like,
it's not going to work.
Because here's the thing, man. You want to go out and do that in the country. And you're a fucking commune dude, Chris. You know what I'm talking about. Like, you can definitely do it. There are, you can go out there and live the right way in the fucking woods, and that is a fact. But man, when you're occupying like space that like the people with property like have interest in, like it's a matter of time before there's outside fucking like plants and shit.
You're setting yourself up for failure, and like you have to draw borders in that situation, which is like that's one of the positives for the commune. There aren't that many borders when you're out in the fucking middle of nowhere. Anyone can go wherever they want and hang out. But like if you have borders, that just automatically means someone that you don't want inside of those borders is going to eventually try to get inside of those borders.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean,
so why did this shit fail with the hippies? Because like weren't they trying to do the same shit and like none of them could farm or whatever? And
they
did do the commune?
All like just rapists.
Yeah, I know that's like the Woodstock shit, right? Like they didn't have like good way to get rid of their shit, their waste, and
they're
like
always fucking underage women.
Like
I mean, obviously, Well, there's like always.
There
like,
were also other problems like the war on drugs and mixing
listen,
shit.
realistically.
And also, I'm just gonna say, like, the commune idea has not. There are a lot of fully functional communes since the 70s and shit. So, they're small, granted, but yeah.
Right. And I guess mine was more of a co-op, but like I definitely like it's out there, and in certain places it's definitely working. But like just broadly, the problem is like, man, I mean, I think there's a degree of it where it's like, I mean, like in California, all those people who like were growing weed up in the north, that's like a business now. So it's like that's sort of not, and you can just make so much money selling pot that like there's that element of things that kind of corrupts it. But it's also like, man, fucking living out in the woods is hard. You're dealing with the same people all the time, and like in any group, regardless of the the structure, like the underlying thing, there's gonna be some bullshit, man. When I was living in the commune, there's bullshit all the time. People being fucking too in your business, that kind of shit. But
I want to talk about one that I really like that I found called East Wind. It's in the Ozarks. Boys, I think we should visit one day. They got 2-week visitor passes. Oh man, it's like
I do want to go back to the Ozarks. That seems cool.
Well, my uncle's also got a house down there, so this is obviously logistical and not pod related. So.
Yeah, right. Speaking of logistical shit, you know what I found out, Trip? You're gonna hate me for this.
What?
Zoom creates like transcripts of your Zoom calls. I know. I just found that out, and I apologize that you had to do the transcribing for the first one. They're not perfect transcriptions, but it does do it, and I feel bad about not knowing that.
That's so hot, Chris. You gotta take that off. So I was like pulling my shit together. I was feeling a lot better yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna re-download Tinder. And the first match I matched with years ago, did not remember me. And we had like I went back and checked because this was like over like fucking Tinder, and then I checked our text messages from the last go round. Same conversation, the exact same conversation, like 2 years apart. Me just being like, fucking shit, Jesus Christ, and just immediately getting rid of it.
Oh my god,
dude! It was literally like, "How's your day? Busy, but I'm having a good time." Oh, you're up at 6 a.m. Oh, you must be a runner. Oh, that's fucking. He's like, oh, dude, Jesus Christ. And so then there's this girl who's like got a photo of her flying a plane. So I'm like trying to do this bit. And like, it's not a great bit, but like, it's fucking fine enough. And she was going to Columbia University. And so I'm doing this fucking bit where I'm like, yo, I need a pilot like right now. Like we need to get to fucking Mexico. Like I'm gonna fucking, I'm like doing a bit, dude. I'm having a little bit of goddamn. And this bitch is like, funny. And I was like, I'm fucking, dude, I deleted this. It was just
you gotta just get out.
I'm just, dude, Columbia.
You don't joke about the pilot's lifestyle. This is important. Lives are at stake. Buildings can be hit. Watch out.
Buildings can be hit, Missy. That's why I need you. We're sending a message. Today we dine in Valhalla.
Either you guys into Norse shit?
No, I feel like that's a racist
Norse mythology. It is a racist thing, but I think there's like probably a couple good Norse nerd guys out there, just really into the shit.
I think it would probably be really cool to look into, but it's just the optics right now.
Not good to be into Norse.
I mean, I felt that way about studying fucking Latin because every time I would walk into like one of my Latin classes, they'd be like, we do sort of have a problem with classical studies right now, which is that the alt-right loves us. And so, like, they were like, it's a really bad thing. We don't want it, but it's just true. So probably if you see someone with a Latin tattoo, don't like go up to them and nerd out because they probably have some really bad opinions.
They've also got a frog. The guys who have Latin tattoos also have Pepe tattoos and Wojak tattoos.
Yeah. I think people actually get Wojak tattoos.
I hope not, man. But there's somebody out there.
there's
some brave
fucking
hero out there.
Someone with nothing left. Someone who's on the last page of that document that's gonna come out right before it happens. Funny if there's like a fucking mass shooter who's like halfway through, he's just like, I just can't fucking take it anymore. So he's only got like half the manifesto. That's what happened to Stephen Paddock, right? Yeah.
SP.
SP, baby. Yo, we are gonna find out before this podcast, inevitably, before I get murdered and you two go into hiding, because you know, I think I've made more threats. We're gonna figure out the mystery of Stephen Paddock, dude. Why did it sound like heavy machine guns up there? Huh?
It's a great question. Why did we not see?
About
Why did we never hear about it?
That,
yeah, nobody does.
Maybe
Chris.
the FBI did it, right? I don't know.
Yeah, there's inconsistencies.
There are. Right when Pizzagate was gaining a little bit of steam, who stood to gain?
Chris, there's a really good TikTok I have somewhere that I'll send you where it's like a clip from like a Sonic boss battle or whatever, and then over the audio is like someone doing a Sonic voice and explaining the intricacies of the Stephen Paddock shooting, and it's like, so it was, hi, Sonic here. It was pretty weird that that there were no visible bump stocks as the firing was coming out of the third-story window, you know, even though multiple people on the scene said that they saw multiple guns being fired from the window. It's just like, it's a great fucking TikTok.
He's talking about
salute to whoever.
It's so good.
Yeah. He's just, it's great. It's radicalizing. It's awesome.
Dude, the thing is about the internet though, is like the problem is you can't contain the level of like just sheer raw, just spurgy intelligence that people can come up with. Like it's like it's a fucked up example, but the Shia LaBeouf when he had that "he would not divide us" flag, and the 4chan kids
and
like
they found
finding it. Yeah, based on like shadows and trajectories of planes overhead and stuff. I mean, it's like you can't really fleece people anymore. All you can do is be like, well, these people are crazy. But it's like, listen, man, I'll tell you what, man, some of the most logical, like truly unemotive people I've ever heard have given me some breakdowns on like 9/11. It's like, it does. Like, listen, if you know more than me and you're going off about moon landings and the fucking flag blowing in the breeze, I mean, hey, man.
It's funny. It's funny that that the 4chan people are good at like investigating things and like finding out the Shia LaBeouf shit. Where like the only Reddit investigation thing I can think of is when they incorrectly got the Boston bomber guy and they like found the guy who had already killed himself and then harassed his mother.
That was so fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, I remember watching that play out in real time and just being like, oh god, that poor woman. You know, like what a horrible thing to have happen.
Dude. Can you imagine? Jesus fuck.
What was this whole Shia LaBeouf thing? I mean, if everyone knows, don't explain it. But
No. It's like
we're losers for really knowing about it. You know, like, whenever you don't get an internet reference, you're the chat. You're the cooler one.
Yeah,
you're actually doing things. We're just posting or reading.
This is like the one of us with a life. I guess Steve has a life too. I'm just the one without a life.
I got a Gundam right fucking here. Let's not jump to conclusions about life. The Shia LaBeouf thing, he was doing like live streams. You know, when he was going through like his really like avant-garde artistic phase. He was doing live streams where he had like this flag that said, I think he will not divide us. And he was sort of doing like an impromptu protest about Trump or whatever. And then like 4chan guys were able to like somehow detect his exact geographic location by like signifiers within the live stream. And it was like insane how they did it.
They calculated flight paths of overhead planes to like figure out where, because they had a time zone in the UK. And so from there, they calculated because there were two planes that flew over at separate points. And they did like longitudinal and latitudinal analysis of everything. And they found the exact spot where it was. And they took the flag down. And it's like they did this 3 or 4 times at different places where you would like, there'd be like something where like because it started as like just a live cam where anyone could say anything they wanted about like Trump, and it was in New York, and like Sam Hyde is on it, and like all these like alt-right dudes like going on there and being like talking about like the Jews and shit, and like just like just being like all fucker. And so he shut it down, and then he did the flag thing, and they kept finding the flag, and it was like in situations where like conceivably it would have been almost impossible to like get access to it, and like they figured it out. It's fucked up too, because
you want to talk about no lives, dude. Imagine like just pouring so much time into that shit. Are you serious? That is like, oh my god.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, it was funny.
I mean, I guess that's their whole thing is like, I have no life and I'm black-pilled or whatever, so I'm just gonna be
I'm posting.
But God. Yeah. You want to talk about legacy? They have hard-ons for fucking legacy and honor
Western
and
culture.
I know that is the funny thing. It's like
taking a flag down.
They're so into like the traditional values or whatever, and like working and being in the field and exercising, being like a traditional man. But they're just on the computer like 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like they're just watching.
Well, also like in Aaron in
streams.
And look at me, I'm out here on my fucking swing, bro.
You're a real fucking traditional Western man by swinging.
Well, it is just funny too, because it's like, I mean, just objectively, like, listen, I love living in America, but just like European culture, like, I don't know, man, like fucking mid. Like fine, but compared to everybody being together and throwing their own shit in, and fucking the USA, baby. Like, I mean, there's a reason why all these big music genres start here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do we listen to that? Like, obviously, foreign influence, all that fucking shit, but like, fucking. There's an incredible culture that you are a part of that does involve other people. And it's like when you fetishize Europe, you kind of forget like, yo, everybody left. Like, yeah, you're like, the reason why you were here is because you were some jack shit fuck nobody in Europe, and fucking some great grandpa made a fucking good call, and now like you have like a fucking decent life and some outdoors to live in. And it's like, man,
let's be fucking serious. Europe sucks, dude. Like the climate sucks. Like
people,
the ability to farm. That's why fucking Britain had to go out and colonize everywhere. Their shit sucks. They got
They eat fucking beans with toast for breakfast, and you're
like, shit. Their food is so hilariously disgusting.
They're like Indian. There's a great fucking Gordon Ramsay where he's talking in the thing. He goes, Indian has become a national obsession in Britain. It's like, yeah, because you guys don't have shit, so you got to take it from the people you steal from.
Yeah. Would you guys hate me if I went and took a piss? I can keep it going. Also, I'll be right back.
No, we're gonna keep it hot.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be back soon.
Dude, it does suck though. I think that like, especially working out has been co-opted.
Shit talk me.
Yeah.
Yo, fuck Steve. I can't even talk Steve. He's the nicest person.
I know, it's impossible. I have no ammunition.
I know, Jesus Christ.
Other than his Zionist girlfriend that one time. That's a little bit of ammunition.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, there's some crazy Zionist Palestinian arguments at DePaul right now, because we got a lot of Zionists there, like a lot.
Dude,
and
it's weird that there's like a debate, like it doesn't feel like there should be anything to talk about. You know what I mean?
Well, I saw one girl who's like literally like, it's the wokest people too, who like are across the board woke on every other fucking issue. Like they have the whole bingo sheet marked off except for like pro-Palestinian. And she'll be like, actually, as literally she tweeted, as my act of decolonization, I'm moving to Israel to have Jewish babies with my perfect Jewish husband, and we're gonna walk around at sunset and have an amazing. And it's like, as indigenous Jewish people or whatever. And it's like, you can't just call that decolonization and then call it a day, because that's not what it is.
No, it's fucking apartheid, and it's the same shit. Yeah. Like, if you were fucking upset at China for being like, all right, well, Tibet's ours now because we moved a bunch of people there, you could not in any way fucking defend, you know, any. Well, listen, again, I'm not trying to speak out of turn, but I don't think there's an Israel-Palestine debate. I think there's like an objective right and a wrong side, and it's like
right back into it.
Yeah.
This actually started from us shit talking you, Steve. So
well, yeah. We're like, oh, Steve's such a good guy. I can't say anything bad.
I had
have a Zionist lady for a long time.
All right. Fucking. I thought about this. IMDb Pro, you know, IMDb Internet Movie Database. But the pro service of it is just that it tells you who's Jewish in any given movie.
Oh.
You don't need to laugh at that. That wasn't that good. But yeah. Funny. That is why the relationship ended also, or partly the reason. Yeah, that's what I like to tell myself, that I was like a hero standing up for my beliefs. But
dude, you were.
There were. Yeah, a little bit.
You died on the chosen people's hill. Good for you, Steve.
On the Holy Land's hill. The land of Canaan's hill.
The hill of Gomorrah.
Yeah. We were talking about Sonic earlier. Do you guys have favorite Sonic characters?
Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay. Yo,
yeah.
The GameCube
the gun,
Shadow
the
game.
gun hedgehog.
He has a gun. He has rocket launchers. He's murdering people, dude. And it's sick because you're still a hedgehog, and you're just like, you got like a dude. It's sick, and like there's very nebulous goals throughout it. Like
I also love this game.
Like we're gonna bomb Eggman, but it's like cool, and it's like
they let you shoot cops in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, listen, hey, listen, but that's the thing about Shadow, dude. He's on the line. Like it's the Virgin Joker and the Chad Shadow the Hedgehog. That's how the fucking breakdown works. Because it's like, dude, but Shadow is like a cab. I think he even says like something equivalent, like I fucking hate cops. I think
authority.
I think there's swearing in that game. Dude, it's like every fucking show that takes that direction, like every show since The Sopranos, where it's like, what if you didn't like the hero? And it's like, it's that, but it's a fucking Shadow the Hedgehog game. And like, you still love him because he's a fucking cute ass hedgehog. Like, you know, sick.
I had to lie to my mom about renting that game from Blockbuster. I was like, no, Mom, it's like Sonic. There's a gun on the cover, but it's just like Sonic. He's the bad guy.
He has a submachine gun on the cover.
There's some statue in Japan at like Sega headquarters where it's just like a giant like life-size version of Shadow the Hedgehog with a gun extended, and you can like, there's all these pictures of like people kneeling in front of the gun because it looks like he's about to execute them. It's so sick. I want to make a pilgrimage there. Yeah,
we should do a couple episodes from Nippon. I think it would be real fun to do like just a boys trip to somewhere like Caribbean and just have everybody in the mix for like just a real drunk like beach episode, you know what I mean?
Jack Sparrow-esque.
Oh yeah.
So the real takes, the off-soil takes, the international water one.
Bachelor in Paradise, Dangerous Material Edition. Hell yeah.
Hey, one of us should be on The Bachelor. That should be the ultimate goal, dude.
I started an application last year.
Did you really? Oh,
I never sent it in.
Dude, it would be funny because you get a little bit of a philosophical profile of some of them. Like, there's gonna be a dude who like comes on there and is like, if you fuck another dude in fantasy suites, like this is over. I believe in Jesus. And it would be funny if there was like a dude on there who's like just like totally fucking alt-right. And he's like on there like, listen, if you don't get rid of all the fucking minorities in this fucking like, it is over. You have one night to make this decision. And like she's like in the bathroom crying like, I don't know what to do.
Oh my God. That would be fucking Jesus Christ.
Well, it is like just a matter of time before there's like some like philosophical. There's gonna be some dude on the alt-right that like the fucking Washington Post is gonna be like, all right, well, you know, this is the guy. Like when it becomes like when Trump is out of office, there will be people on the alt-right who like get back in the platforms and shit because that's
an interesting take. Yeah, because then there's not they're not strawmanned as much, or not that they're like there are obviously a ton of legitimate arguments against them, but when the media doesn't have like this one scapegoat target, then they will feel better about, let's see the other side. We need yeah, that's a good point.
Well, no, because it's like, again, it's like one of those things too where it's like, you know, like in the fucking 60s, you couldn't get a job if you were even remotely associated with the left. And now it's like, it's a little bit more tolerable and shit. And like, you know, there's also an extent where it's like, man, if you look at what they were asking for in like 69, like compared to what we're asking for now, you know what I mean? Like there is like sort of radicalization process along with, I think, the legitimation process. And part of it's because I would argue, sort of, obviously, you're arguing for change, right? Mm-hmm. You're arguing for a fucking different system. But right. I think that, like, there will be not only, like, a normalization of the alt-right as, like, a part of it, you know what I mean? There's going to be, like, a William F. Buckley type intellectual who, like, gets respected for the shit that he says. You know what I mean?
Well, that's, like, the prototype Jordan Peterson type guy, right? Or the, I don't know, the Benjamin. Like, not that they are, like, the William Buckley.
Well, because they're like clowns, but like in time, they'll probably get like
more and more legitimate.
Yeah, which is fucking grim. But I definitely, I see it happening, man. There's no, you know, like corporate media ownership just promotes like fucking clicks. So it's like, you know, when there's no urgency with Trump to not put this kind of shit up, like I'm sure they're gonna fucking run some shit.
Did y'all see the open letter to like the UC Berkeley staff that like a UC Berkeley history professor wrote? Like against the cultural orthodoxy of fucking Black Lives Matter. It's like shit. It's like terribly written and like I don't. Also, like it remained anonymous, signed, right? Quote unquote. So you can't even prove that it was, but it was just.
Is it the thing that like people co-signed on to?
Oh no, that was.
What is that? That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so there was like a free speech, like big manifesto thing that got published, I think today or maybe yesterday. And it has like all like the usual suspects or whatever, like Candace Owens and like Ben Shapiro, which are mostly just like conservative people or alt-right people, like just bitching that like colleges won't have them to speak anymore. And it's like, like I don't give a shit about that, you know. But also like Chomsky signed on to it, and like some other like prominent leftist guy signed on, and people were getting mad at them. And it's like they're like 90 or whatever, or 80. They're like really fucking old, and like they're coming from a time when like they're probably thinking of like McCarthyism or something, you know, when they think of like free speech censorship type shit. You know?
Yeah, because it didn't become like just a fucking like a dog whistle.
Now it's just a dog whistle for like saying, you know, Israel.
I think we just need to stop respecting fucking old people.
Yeah,
you know?
Dude, man,
I think we need the maximum age limit. You boys have heard my pitch.
I've heard it many times. Yes, I have very.
Let me hear it.
Okay, here's my thing. All right, we have way too many people on the earth. That's just a big problem. The fucking bubonic plague came back 2 days ago. Swine flu, it's back. We got coronavirus. We got too many people. That's why these pandemics are happening. And we need less, okay? And everyone wants to make abortion free, and I think that's great. And I'm pro-abortion. I'm not pro-life or pro-choice. I'm pro-abortion, okay? But just to avoid the fucking argumentation from like religious fanatics or whatever, we need euthanasia. We need government mandated euthanasia. When you hit 75, fucking 3 dudes in suits show up at your door. They take you out back. They give you the fucking axe. All right. Which I get it. There's
holes. There's problems, but iron them out.
No.
There's some kinks there. There's some kinks for sure. But most of these people are just sucking up resources, sucking up money. You know. We're taking care of them. We're using our labor. But let's say there's one good 70-year-old whose brain isn't like, you know, there's one out there. Okay, he writes his application for an extended 5 years of life. I'm working on this project. I'm doing this. I'll take an aptitude test. Please let me live. And then you get it.
What if we make all the 70-year-olds fight? Like they have to get in an octagon or some sort of battle royale type shit.
Maybe that's what America was always missing, was blood sport. You know what? I'll tell you what, man. We've lost our warrior instincts, man. I gotta tell you, Navy SEAL kid, huge, but he lacked that certain the joie de vivre that I would want a warrior culture to have. You know what I mean?
Call this one Javra Vida.
Joie de vivre, joy of life, enjoying life, man. Because I mean, listen, you can't be like fucking I'm an operator. Like you have to enjoy the good times. You have to be like, I'm an operator and I've just drank 14 Coors Lights, and I'm not actually an operator. I just smoked PCP earlier today. Been on a cat bender for 4 days, and I might not be making a ton of sense. Dude, I work with like a lot of old people, and again, we're gonna be real cautious with this, but I have to tell you, the way I have been treated by the elderly in both terms of like fucking just bullshit judgment on things that just don't matter, and also in terms of like just having to be like a fucking footman. Like I do understand what you mean, because it's like I need to set up the Zoom meeting. And it's like, all right, well, like you really want me to do that? But I mean, there is a certain like, and I tell you, I get a lot of dirty looks, especially because I don't wear a shirt anymore, man. Not in the summertime. Not in the summertime, dude. I'm not wearing a shirt. Like I'll put one on to go in somewhere, but like on the street, dude, like no way.
That's sick.
No, dude. Like, listen, man.
You're right.
In the summertime, like and also there's no difference between, you know, the temperature in my home and in the outdoors at this point. So it's like, and I'm a nudist. I'm a nudist. I've always been. You know, you boys have,
we know.
Yeah.
Back to euthanasia. I kind of want to die at 40. I feel like 40 is right, like in the prime to die.
I'm saying it doesn't get better after 50.
We should get hit. No, I mean 40. we should get Hitman to like kill us all at 40.
Yo,
oh my God. Yo, here's an idea. Instead of setting up trust funds for your kids, set up a Hitman trust fund so it doesn't come into effect. And then that's a real test of your parenting, because if the kid can survive that, if he's 40 and he's got the rigor to really fight back and go on a battle, let him live, man.
Yeah.
If not, what are you gonna do?
Like a cool thing where it's like you hire a hitman and kill yourself, and then you try to kill the hitman. It's like a thing.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, like you just like post it up and you're just waiting for this guy to come through, and like I'm sure it would result in a lot of accidental death because like someone's just driving slow. Dude, there were a couple nights ago I was drunk as shit, and there was like some like
driving down the road.
Hell yeah. I was drunk driving. No, there was this guy, like, he was like parked in front of our house, and he was like in like a nice car, but he was like a real methy looking white dude, like a dude who looked like, and he had been there for like 20-30 minutes, and at one point I was like, yo, this ain't gonna stand. So me and Pat are like walking out there, like kind of sauntering out, and he ends up driving away. But it's like, that guy wasn't doing anything. That guy was like checking his phone, like waiting for somebody to get off work or something. And it's like my fucking jackass like trying to like scare him off the street. I thought a hitman was coming, dude. I mean, it wouldn't even be, the hollows would be so fucking merciless. It would be a symphony of lead, bro. A self-defense situation.
Yeah, I don't want you to die. Don't accost strangers.
Let's talk about drunk driving, though. Let's talk about it. Okay?
Are you going to tell the story that I have that I'm thinking of? Maybe not.
What's your story? Let's go.
An actual drunk driving story? Because maybe not.
Nah, never mind. I'll tell you after this.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of a few stories come to mind now, not about anyone in this chat, but people that we're related to. No, but fucking when I was in Ireland working on, you know, Irish Parliament or whatever, there were these two dudes. They were called the Healy Rays, and they were basically just these bumpkin figures who were independents, and like they didn't give a fuck about how the country was going, or they just cared about their constituencies. They were just like, we're from farmer communities, and we care about our farmer community rights. And one of those rights that they wanted was to lift the ban on drunk driving anywhere except
hell the fuck
cities.
yeah.
that was a motion they tried to pass like multiple times, because they would be like, the nearest pub is about 5 kilos away. How are we gonna get to the nearest pub?
Yo, I think we talked about this last episode.
It's so funny because they were like, it's community building. We need these pubs. We need to be drinking away from our lives in the pubs, not on the farms. Let us drive.
Dude, that's sick. Ireland is based.
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking about rural America and why that should be illegal in one of these episodes, because it is like, you know, there's no reason. Well, never mind.
No, there isn't.
Listen, man,
you agree.
That's actually my favorite like libertarian take. It's like, hey man, if I have to pay tax dollars to maintain this road and I purchased my car, like, I'm sorry, dude, you have no right to tell me I can't drunk drive, because that's like a take where it's like, all right, like, listen, hey man, you want that absolute freedom. I hear you, dude. I know what absolute freedom's like. I fucking never mind.
I've been to the shop. No.
I've listened, man. Here's the thing. There are roads that are private roads, okay? There are dirt roads in rural America where drunk driving is a part of life. When you cross that threshold, man, when you're going to your ranch, you crack those beers right there. There's a reason why there are trucks that have installable coolers in the fucking mid thing. Hey man, you're out there, you're at the fishing hole and you got to get back to the main house. Like, listen, dude, fucking.
I wonder if this drops farmer suicide rate.
Like, yeah, I think that's what we were talking about last time.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe we did already talk about this. They're killing themselves a lot, right? Way higher percentage than average people. So maybe they do need a little DD.
Who are?
Farmers are, or like. I'm not entirely. So it's a statistic I just referenced that I don't actually know because I've never looked it up. But when I was in the rural part of like Missouri one time, I saw like this big billboard that was like, "Ask him how he's doing. 1-800-DON'T-DO-IT" or whatever. So I think you do probably kill yourself on a higher average if you're just like in the middle of nowhere. You know. Working on a farm.
Is that all they want you to do? Ask him how he's doing. Hey, how you doing, man? Oh, I'm going out back.
I'm going to kill myself. Okay, cool.
Put my toe in the shotgun.
Yeah.
Kid trigger.
Man, rednecks.
Like, oh, cool. Have a good time, man.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking, like, there's a whole like culture of like real expediency with words. So it's like, you know, man, me and my girlfriend broke up. It's like, shit, man. Well, let's crack a cold one, and it's like, you're fucking, all right, like shit, like, yeah, dude. 1,000%. And listen, again, that's the right way to. I mean, man, when life's really coming at you, I think you do need to develop alcoholism. I'm a big, dude. I didn't drink for a long time.
I feel
was a real druggy fuck, and then I just got to a certain point where I was like, man, life's getting rough. And I just started drinking a lot. It's like, damn, man, life's going okay. Like shit, like.
Life's only rough some nights now. This is good.
Yeah, dude. Shit. Mornings are rough. Life is okay. Like,
yeah.
Oh. No, listen.
I agree.
No, listen, I'm still a proud Catholic. That's a part of the culture, dude. And I'm sorry. Oh, like I'm gonna take SSRIs. Like, all right, bro. Whatever, dude. I'm a trad in that, dude. That's my trad thing.
Yeah. You gotta have some trad stuff.
That's my one trad thing. Yeah, it's my one trad. I got this. So it's like the two things I got right now are the fucking talking about guns all the time, which I don't own any guns. Let me be very clear on that. There's not a single gun that is in my name.
Not yet.
We're not gonna talk. If it does, I cannot. Well, because like it would change my whole style of comedy, dude. I can't. I
Changes
can't.
the dynamic.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. People are gonna be like, "Oh, dude, I have listen."
Then you're gonna get some court subpoenas in your name, Trip.
Yeah, extreme risk protection orders. When you post something fucked up, and they take your guns. Which is not a good way to be. But I will say that this style of like doing bits, again, hard to bust out on the uninitiated. It really, you guys have all been with me when certain bits have fallen flat.
Sometimes they do, man. You just gotta keep firing from the metaphorical bit gun that you possess.
Dude.
Metaphorical bit AK.
Metaphorical drum mag, which
the metaphorical bump stock.
Metaphorical bump stock. That's the title of the episode, dude.
Chris, you never said which Sonic character you like the best.
Yeah, fuck, dude. What the hell?
What the fuck's going on with that,
man.
buddy?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember many Sonic games. I will tell you who I like.
I'm gonna be honest, I've had sex before.
I'm a cool kid.
I do like Knuckles though. Knuckles goes pretty
good.
hard.
Knuckles raps a lot.
Successful weird Twitter career.
Wait, Knuckles raps?
Knuckles raps
amazing.
in like a GameCube game for Sonic, Sonic Adventure Battle 2. There's like a Coolio rap track. Maybe I'll make some of that theme song. Maybe I always tell Trip that I'm gonna like finally edit them or finally do some sort of post work. But maybe I'll do that tonight.
Man, I'm not doing a lot of shit, so if you want to send me some tomorrow,
you some shit to help,
I'm here.
Yeah. I probably will.
We'll look it up. That's fucking.
I just applied to some production internships on podcasts, anyways. So this would be good.
Yeah, dude.
NPR.
Wow. Hell yeah.
TED Radio Hour.
Oh.
I know. I heard, dude, I literally had my application open as I was listening to the podcast, and I heard Trip shit on NPR, and I was like, oh, great.
Yeah, we're all selling out. Who cares?
Yeah, it's how it goes.
I have a job interview tomorrow, and I'm gonna just be. It's gonna be like one of the. It's gonna be like, hey man, really.
What are you saying?
What do you need to make this job work? Do you listen, dude? I'll do anything. Listen.
Yeah.
I just think that would be funny, like going on an interview that you don't want and just like insinuating that you suck dick for the job the whole time.
Like a really low-level job too.
Yeah, dude.
Like a job at McDonald's or something.
Listen, dude. Listen. Hey. You and me right now, dude. I'm telling you. I told the job a while ago. I was like, well, they're like, what are you looking for in terms of salary? I was like, listen, and I gave him like a fucking whatever Indeed says I'm supposed to like make. Fuck, I don't care, dude. Fuck all that shit. But I give him that, and then I go, but there's a global recession and a pandemic, and I really just need to pay rent.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like a little bit of a mask off, and you're probably not supposed to do that. But
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would definitely do the same thing. I don't know how to do fucking those kinds of interview questions.
Grovel, that's what you have to do before
negotiating. Fuck
yeah.
Jesus, what position am I in? Like fucking, hey, I would love.
I have a hole in my underwear right now. I actually do have a hole in my underwear right now. I meant to tell you guys this earlier, and like my balls can like fit perfectly through it.
Hell yeah! Oh, that's awesome, dude. They keep it cooler. No, dude, I'm honestly okay. Yo, you want a red pill? You want a red pill? I'm gonna give you a fucking red pill. Underwear is why people get why they can't get hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like
spicy.
compression shorts.
Compression shorts.
I heard that like impedes your sperm flow
It does.
or
It
something.
imperms your sperm. Your testes should not be hot. You should be taking cold showers. This is a fact, dude. You take an hour bath every week. It's as effective as male birth control.
An hour bath?
Hour bath once a week.
Once a week? That's crazy. That's a crazy stat I just heard, claim I just heard that I'm just going to believe.
And that's what I did too. And no one I've ever tried to, no one who's ever been in a situation where maybe we've been discussing perhaps, well, I did take a bath a couple of days ago. So technically,
That's so sick to just bust in someone and be like, oh no, I took a bath 6 days ago.
I took a bath, yeah. Oh, you don't understand.
Just like, what the fuck does that mean?
Like 4chan fact that I'm coming in with. It's not true.
That's amazing.
That is great. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
I've never tried to. No, dude. I've never gone out of my way to fucking not use protection, because one time as a younger man, I was with this girl and I just wasn't she came over. She was not in the photos, but I was very drunk. And I was like, well,
yeah.
This is where I'm at. And she was like, I would prefer you didn't wear a.
Oh yeah.
And we finish up, and she goes, what's the worst drug you've ever done? And I was like, well, I don't really consider any of them bad. But I guess
dude,
that's a Chad answer.
That's such a Chad answer. I need to experience. What do you call it after you fuck? When you're on the bed together.
Pillow talk.
I need to experience pillow talk trip. It's a trip we might have to have sex.
Well, first of all, I drop it. It's just a little bit lower, and it's just
after
a little bit more southern.
Test the Mewtwo King thing.
Dude,
yeah.
But no, so I'm sitting here, and she's like, oh, you guess I got a lot of PCP, which some people think is bad, but in actuality, I gave my little spiel on that. But then, she goes, yeah, well, I quit heroin a while ago, and I'm sitting there, still naked.
Hit up a bomb.
Hit it raw, and I'm just like, oh. And I swear to God, dude, there's never been a morning where I've understood country music more than waking up that morning and being like, hey, I just got to level with you. Last night you told me you quit heroin a while ago, and I just need to know if you've had AIDS.
Yeah.
I can't believe, and she was pissed at me for asking that question, but you did tell me you quit heroin a while ago.
Right.
And,
what does a while ago mean?
Dude, I had to I was going to a clinic, and basically they charged for the consult. And I I don't pay my my meager health care, and it is a big the copay is enough that it is a appearance on the bill.
Yeah. Oh, fella. Oh, buddy.
And man, I fucking having to pick up the phone and be like, hey mom, I'm gonna level with you. Think I might need an HIV test? Think that's gonna show up on your bill? Let me explain what happened, and just break it down.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, the song that was on my iPod on repeat was Kenny Rogers' "The Gambler," and I really felt like the gambler for a little bit there.
The Gambler is another good trip name. It's Whippets and Air Duster and The Gambler.
The Gambler. I like The Gambler.
The Gambler is good.
I didn't know when to fold them, man.
God, man, you're
we
a
should have a pod episode where we go to the casino again.
No, I can't go back to the fucking casino, dude. No.
I'm so sad I didn't ever. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm so sad I haven't.
We went to, first of all, I am not a member. I am very poor, and I have always been very poor, but a relative has a reasonable amount of money, enough to get a membership at a certain downtown athletic facility, or did, until one night when me and Chris were like, yo, let's go to the casino, but before that, let's get drunk as shit at this particular establishment, get a sauna, and because it would just be free versus the casino where I'm gonna go lose money. God, I was so fucking pissed, dude. But we got shit-faced. That ended up getting canceled after that because apparently the bill was exorbitant, which I honestly don't remember us drinking that much. But
me neither. But I'm sorry again.
Hey, no, I thought it was hilarious. I was grifting, dude. Are you kidding me? I was the greatest. But there's a tunnel. There's a tunnel that goes to Lumiere Place, and I started losing money. I was so pissed. I like came in, and I wasn't gonna go back to your house because I'd lost like enough money that I didn't want to get an Uber back from like the county. And I was like, fuck. And then I just didn't end up like fucking taking an Uber or whatever. It was fine. But like I was beside myself pissed that I was losing at the Lumiere Place because it is a little scary, you know. I feel like I am a different person when I'm fucking gambling. And it's like money's bullshit, and I believe.
Oh, we were running that table for a second.
Yeah, dude.
Playing what game?
That's what fucking pissed me
Blackjack.
off. I was up.
Blackjack.
I was up, man. I'm feeling it right now, baby. And you can smoke cigs in there, dude. So I'm like sitting there hitting it.
Yeah, that's the craziest shit ever.
Yeah, dude. Fucking drinking free coffee, 9:30.
I'm getting real FOMO from this. This sounds fucking sick.
I remember when we first walked in, before we even played a hand, we were getting cash from the ATM, and the dude in front of us is like, "Hey, how's it going?" We're like, "Pretty good." Trip's like, "Are you winning?" And he's like, man, well, I blew 400. I'm about to. And he's like in line to get more money. And we're like, okay. And so he's like at the ATM for like a pretty long time. And we're like, what's going on? And then he just walks away and like doesn't grab money or whatever. And we're like, that's weird. And we go up and it's like, basically it says he has no money in his account. It's like overdrawn or something. And you just like, you watch someone throw away a big chunk of their life. And you're like, oh no. Dude. Or the mom that was sitting at the table next to us, who was just a big bettor, and she lost like the first 3 hands. And I was like, and I watched her go get more money. I'm like, oh, dude.
You're like, yeah, try again.
Dude, I fucking
reload.
I love talking to the casino people, and they like it's not, some of them are kind of like apathetic about their jobs, but a lot of them are like actively like trying to be good and like get you to spend money and shit.
Yeah.
And I told this lady, this is one of my crackhead gambling things, where I was like, yeah, like every time I go back to the well, I start hitting again, meaning like every time I get fucking more money. And she's like, that's how it is. Like, you gotta spend money to make money. And she told me one of the greatest things I've ever heard. This might have been at the time, because I go to the Lumiere Place actually a lot when I'm in St. Louis. And this might have been at a different time, but one time a lady turns to me and she goes, listen, baby boy, scared money don't make no money. And I gotta tell you, it changed my outlook on the evening. And I mean, I've never won at a casino. I have made maybe $10 once, and like, but I love it, dude. I've never.
I love losing money.
Well, yeah, no, it's like it's fun, dude. It's fun. You're getting in there.
It is a good game.
Yeah. Damn. I feel like such a bitch for not ever having lost money at a casino.
It's a good
feeling. Dude. Yeah. I got an even worse casino story. I lost like probably $200 one time on like a cruise ship casino.
Yeah.
I was on a fucking cruise. It was terrible. I wasn't even allowed to drink. I was allowed to go in and play at the casino. I was 20 years old, and they wouldn't even fucking let me drink. And I sat at the blackjack table for probably 5 hours, fluctuating between 170 and 200 the entire time. I was like, once I get fucking over what I brought to the table, I'm getting out. I'm leaving. Yeah. But I never did, and that's how they fucking keep you. And then eventually I just lost all of it. So
yeah, damn.
Dude,
hero.
No, it's a good fucking. The casino is it's like one of the last places you can be a real American. It's like that in the bowling alley, because it's like not only are you drunk as shit and smoking indoors, but it's like there's something to get pissed about. There's wood paneling in, I guess not so much in nice casinos, but Lumiere Place is dingy enough that like there's a little bit of a vibe of like a gas station at like the refreshments counter. Like it's that like layout, it's that coffee, you know what I mean? But it is, I mean, and you can get drunk there very cheap, even if you're not gambling. So the casinos are really cool. We have a cool one that's like its own town called Black Hawk, and Black Hawk is like a cool place to go up and fucking blow a lot of money.
Yeah.
Dude, it is crazy in the States because there's obviously a lot of gambling in the West. Where there's like the gas station video poker things. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like a gas station / casino. And dude, like there are, but you want to talk about why people fucking kill themselves in the country, dude? Like fucking, you can go and just hang out at the gas station all day, getting your fucking Fritos, pumping your body full of, you know, fucking. I'm gonna get off the fucking stupid vegan shit, but like, no, dude, it's like, you know, you're fueling up on shit. You're just gambling, and I think you could drink in some of them, and it's like, all right.
And the video ones, right? So there's not even like the comfort of another real person there while you're doing the video gambling and bankrupting your farmer family.
Yeah, dude, it's somebody's life insurance where it's like, I'm gonna take this and take it down and shit, man. And the other cool thing, man, listen, here's the thing about a redneck though. A redneck does not think in terms of money. It's like just like, I need a boat, and like that, however much a boat costs is however much. Like, so you know, I get it.
Hell yeah,
I understand, dude. I want a boat real bad. I want to be one of those guys, guy on a boat. You know what I mean? Always got the boat out front of the house. Yeah,
there's a good tweet that's like that was like, I love to lose $1,000 at the casino and then kill myself. Like just $1,000. Like it's funny to kill yourself for losing. Like it'd be funny if you killed yourself after you lost the 200, Chris. Not understanding.
I threw my body over the cruise.
Yeah.
A man was reported missing off the coast of Cozumel today.
Dude, that's the thing though, right? Don't people get like murdered on cruise ships a lot? I thought that was a thing. Like people get tossed overboard. Like you it's like a place where you take your score.
I think it's a pretty regular occurrence for someone to go overboard. Or to like commit suicide on a cruise ship. Or like not even make it off of, like some of these cruise liners are like 13 stories high, like floating on the water.
Have I told you I want to write a murder mystery that takes place on a cruise ship?
That sounds fucking great.
I feel like you know a lot
about
life,
Steve.
I feel like you got to tell me about them. You're very knowledgeable. What were you saying? 13 stories?
No, and like people sometimes just don't even jump into the water. They'll just throw themselves from the top
onto the deck.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Which is like really fucked up. Like at least
don't go for the water.
Clean up afterwards.
Yeah. Don't fuck up like a family vacation, bro. Like, hey, listen. You could do that shit, but Nickelodeon wasn't the right fucking line, dude. You should have taken that one.
Should have done Disney.
That'd be funny, like just like a guy.
Do it on Princess, like kill some frat guys.
Oh, dude. Fucking. What if there was like, because Elliot Rodger was a pussy and he only got other like virgins. Elliot Rodger in Cabo though, dude, in like Destin, Florida, Elliot Rodger could have, you know, like it would have been the great Chad Holocaust. Like it would have happened. You know? I can't remember if he was more mad at dudes or women now, like as the times passed.
I think it was a sorority, right?
I think he was going for no, but I thought he couldn't get into the sorority, so he only ended up killing like his roommates, his mom, and like just some random.
He killed his mom.
Wow. Yeah, he murdered his mom that morning, I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
There's that picture of like Sylvester Stallone at some like movie premiere, and you can see a young Elliot in the background because his dad was like a movie producer. Wow. It's a sick pic. Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. The fucking garage.
These people.
Dude. That's a spooky one.
We've I think done another full hour or maybe an hour and change.
Like an hour and a half. Yeah. Holy fuck. Fuck these people.
I mean, they're flowing, baby. They're flowing.
It's good.
Yeah. Do you guys want to?
When are these coming out?
I'm gonna actually do it, and I'm gonna put them, I guess, first on YouTube.
Okay. That was the plan initially. Yeah.
Is it gonna be with my face?
No, it's just audio.
Fuck that shit, dude.
Okay. Yeah, and I won't post anything without like letting you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of it. I love this.
Definitely. Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
There we go. Good shit. All right. Yeah. Well, cool. Should I plug? I'm not even gonna at Saint Thieves.
Oh yeah, you guys want to plug anything?
Let's plug. Yeah.
We're not successful enough to plug things yet, but I would also.
We don't have shows, but I have a Twitter. Yeah.
My back hurts right now, so if
Okay.
anyone can help me out there.
A chiropractor.
Nah, y'all can look me up on Twitter at social media Cree. It's social media Chris without the S. That wasn't
That's a good one. I didn't realize that. Okay, never mind. It's good.
Do you want to plug anything, Trip?
I just gave it out. State Thieves. It's an easy one.
Okay. Cool. Next time.
You got it. You know, you get a plug. If we're